Welcome to Grow Bio channel. In today's video, we're going to see about biomembrane and its properties. Biomembrane. Biomembrane is the simple membrane that is present in all type of cell, both plant cell and animal cell. So, these biomembrane is called as cell membrane and plasma membrane. The biomembrane is a semi-permeable membrane and they are approximately 8 nanometer in thickness. The plasma membrane is amphipathic in nature. They contain both lipophilic and hydrophilic property. They have hydrophilic polar head groups and lipophilic fatty acid tails. Properties of biomembrane. There are three important properties in biomembrane. First is semi-permeability. The biomembrane is semi-permeable in nature. They allow only certain molecules to pass through it. For example, they allow uncharged oxygen, carbon dioxide and lipophilic molecule to pass through lipid bilayer very easily, whereas charged molecule and other water molecule will pass through channel, pumps, port, etc. Next property is selective permeability. This is based on the cell type. Certain molecules are allowed only in certain cell type. For example, nerve cells allows certain molecule, whereas heart muscle cells allows other molecules. Third property is cell communication. Cell communication is the important property of biomembrane. So that by using cell-to-cell communication, the organs does specific properties. Next, the biomembrane. The biomembrane has three types of molecules present to it. For example, lipids, proteins, carbohydrate. Lipids. There are three types of lipids present in the biomembrane. Phosphoglycosides, sphingolipids, steroids. Proteins. There are three types of proteins present in the biomembrane. First is integral protein, peripheral protein, and next is lipid anchored protein. Third is carbohydrate. They are of two types, glycolipids, glycoproteins. Now we can see about it separately. Lipids. Lipids are of three types, phosphoglycerides, sphingoglycerides, steroids. Phosphoglyceride. In human, there are plasmalogens. It is of nearly 20% of whole body. Then they are present more in heart and muscle cells. Next is sphingoglyceride. Glycosphingolipids are called as gangliosides. The sphingosine will attach to one or more sugar chain by using the acid property. Next is steroids. Cholesterol, a sterol compound. They are present mostly in mammals. Only certain lipids are present in plants, but comparatively, mammals has more sterol content. For example, plant steroid is nearly 30 to 50% only. Next is protein. There are three types of protein: integral protein, peripheral protein, lipid anchored protein. Integral protein. They can penetrate to both sides or either penetrate only to one side. For example, alpha helix integral protein can protrude to both extracellular and cytoplasmic ends. And integral proteins are amphipathic in nature and they are of three types: monotypic integral protein, bitopic integral protein, polytopic integral protein. Monotopic integral protein protrudes only one side. Bitopic to the either side, cytoplasmic and extracellular end. Polytopic is like alpha helix. It can protrude to both ends many times. Next is peripheral protein. They are present outside the lipid bilayer and they form non-covalent interaction, which is the weak bond interaction. But they are fibrillar in structure. So, they act as a flexible skeleton to the cell. Sometimes peripheral protein act as the enzyme and they transmit signals. Next is lipid anchored protein. They are present outside the bilayer and they form covalent interaction. The covalent bond is a strong bond. The cytoplasmic side of the membrane anchors by hydrocarbon chain, whereas extracellular side anchors by GPI, glycophosphoinositol. Next is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is of two types, glycolipids, glycoprotein. Glycolipids, glyco means carbohydrate plus lipids. Their role is cell-to-cell interaction. Whereas glycoprotein, glyco means carbohydrate plus protein, glycoprotein. Their role is cell-to-cell communication. The carbohydrate is a short branched oligosaccharide. They play a role in both cell interaction and cell-to-cell communication, and they form covalently bond and are present abundant in plasma membrane and not in other intercellular membrane such as mitochondria and chloroplast membrane. For example, in O blood group, in presence of galactose transferase, the galactose will be added, so they form B blood group. And when in presence of N-acetyl galactosamine transferase, N-acetyl galactosamine will be added to the O blood group and they form A blood group. When both enzyme galactose transferase and N-acetyl galactosamine transferase is present, they form AB blood group. So, they play indispensable role in the blood group. In next slide, there is a phospholipid pictorial depiction. It is single Nicholson model, and in this there is globular protein, protein channel, peripheral protein, integral protein. As you can see, it protrudes to both end, extracellular end and cytoplasmic end. And next is carbohydrate. They have receptor for cell to cell communication, and there are surface protein, etc. Thank you. If you have any doubts, feel free to comment in the comment section below, and if you like this video, like the button and subscribe and press the bell button below. Thank you.